Hey everyone, it's your girl Samantha here. Reading an article from the National .scot. So this was published December 14th, and the title of this article says ex NFL player accused of killing 6 people had unusually severe brain disease. So apparently, they're starting to be able to study NFL players after they've retired or once they've passed away to see why all this circle of violence is occurring amongst the NFL establishment, the former players or the players who are still playing, who are still active. So a post-mortem examination showed unusually severe brain disease in the frontal lobe of a former NFL player accused of fatally shooting 6 people before killing himself, a coroner said. The 20 years Phillip Adams spent playing American football definitely gave rise to a diagnosis of stage 2 chronic traumatic encephalopathy, said Dr. Ann McKee, who examined Adams' brain. Authorities have said Adams killed physician Robert Leslie, his wife Barbara, 2 of their grandchildren, 9-year-old Ada Leslie and 5-year-old Noah Leslie, and 2 engineers working at the Leslie home, James Lewis and Robert Shook, both aged 38. The incident happened in April in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Police later found Adams with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. And it says the degenerative disease known as CTE is linked to head trauma and concussions and has been shown to cause a range of symptoms, including violent mood swings and memory loss. Dr. McKee, who directs the CTE Center at Boston University, said that of 24 NFL players diagnosed with the disease after dying in their 20s and 30s, most had stage 2 like Adams. The disease has 4 stages, with stage 4 being the most severe and usually associated with dementia. The second stage is associated with progressive cognitive and behavioral abnormalities such as aggression, impulsivity, explosivity, depression, paranoia, anxiety, poor executive function, and memory loss, Dr. McKee said. But Adams' diagnosis was different from the other young players because it was unusually severe in both his frontal lobes. She said, Dr. McKee compared Adams' brain to that of Aaron Hernandez, another former NFL star who was posthumously diagnosed with CTE after he hanged himself in prison at the age of 27 while serving a life sentence for a 2013 murder. So it's essentially you're going crazy. That's what it sounds like. They eventually just go crazy to the point where they just self-destruct. So the Leslie family said they appreciated the diagnosis, even in the midst of crushing, and I'm glad they appreciate it. That makes me feel good that it brings them some type of closure or some type of healing, hopefully, for the loss of their family members. So even in the midst of crushing heartbreak, we are finding some comfort in the CTE results and the explanation they provide for the irrational behaviors pertaining to this tragedy, their family statement said. Adams' family said in a prepared statement that they were not surprised by the results, but were shocked to learn how severe his condition was. After going through medical records from his football career, we do know that he was desperately seeking help from the NFL, but was denied all claims due to his inability to remember things and to handle seemingly simple tasks such as traveling hours away to see doctors and going through extensive evaluations, the statement said. CTE, which can only be diagnosed through a postmortem, has been found in former members of the military, American football players, boxers, and others who have been subjected to repeated head trauma. I'm really surprised with the technology where it is today that you're not able to scan and see CTE with the CT scan. So that's kind of interesting. They can only do it. It's kind of interesting to me that they can only find, get these findings after the patient has died, only when a person has died already. So one recent study found signs of the debilitating disease in 110 out of 111 NFL players whose brains were inspected. Wow. That's insane. So Adams, age 32, played 78 NFL games for 6 teams over 6 seasons. He joined the San Francisco 49ers in 2010, and though he rarely started, he went on to play for New England, Seattle, Oakland, and New York Jets before finishing his career with Atlanta Falcons in 2015. As a rookie, Adams suffered a severe ankle injury and never played for the 49ers again. Later with the Raiders, he had 2 concussions over 3 games in 2012. Because he didn't retire by 2014, he would not have been eligible for testing as part of a broad settlement between the league and former players over long-lasting concussion-related injuries. His sister told USA Today after the killings that her brother's mental health degraded fast and terribly bad in recent years, and the family had noticed extremely concerning signs of mental illness, including an escalating temper and personal hygiene neglect. Wow, that is so sad. That's really sad. So I'm offering my condolences to, the victims in this situation, and I would consider the victim to also be the NFL player Phillip Adams, because he was also suffering from mental illness, and it's just sad that he was not able to get the help that he needed to allow him to stay alive to this day and to prevent the murders from occurring and keep those people alive. So it's just really sad all around. You guys, leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about this story, because I know for me, I have 5 sons, and these kinds of stories that I've heard over the years are the reasons I'm really not big on my sons playing football. They play soccer, they play basketball, they do swimming. So we do like a lot of extracurricular activities and a lot of sports, and football is just not one of those sports that will make my list, because I think about the concussions and just the unnecessary injuries that children are enduring when they take part in playing football. So it's super sad. This is super sad. And I wouldn't be surprised if the victims' families sued the NFL for good reason, because, the help, when people are reaching out for help, you need to listen. This is to the doctors out there, you need to listen to people, and the law enforcement and the legal system, the judicial system. Like when women are saying people are violent, like, it's just not enough listening going on. It's a lot of people blowing people off, and then just too much killing. It's too much killing that proceeds, that continues, or is even allowed to happen because nobody listened. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. So you guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.